Hello everyone and welcome to the Murder Mystery Book Club. Our title for this month, October 1st, is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. This is a quick and friendly spoiler warning that discussion past this point and in the comments of the video post will include spoilers for the novel. If you haven't yet read it, copies are available through the library's Hoopla database. The Woman in White is considered one of the first novels in the mystery genre and was written by English novelist Wilkie Collins. It was initially published in serial format in 1859 and as a full novel in 1860. Since its publication, the novel has been adapted multiple times into stage plays, movies, television specials, and in 2004, Andrew Lloyd Webber turned it into a Broadway musical. The novel presents the story of Laura Fairlie, a young heiress who becomes the center of a conspiracy to steal her fortune. Told from the point of view of multiple characters, each section of the novel is narrated by the character who is a front-row eyewitness to the events. The story begins with one of the most famous scenes in Victorian literature, when Walter Hartwright meets the woman in white on a dark, lonely road on his way to London. Through several plot twists and turns, it is soon revealed that the woman in white, Anne Catherick, is an almost exact duplicate for the character of Laura Fairlie. Once this has been realized, her husband, Sir Percival, who had initially attempted to simply bully and intimidate her into signing over control of her fortune to him, joins with his friend Count Fosco to undertake a conspiracy to remove her as an obstacle to their gaining the money. Together, they set in motion a course of events which in the end leads to Laura being institutionalized under Anne's name, while Anne, who had been suffering from a heart condition, dies and is buried under Laura's name, effectively stealing Laura's identity. And I will admit that I did have a hard time getting into the book at first, but once I found the rhythm of Mr. Collins' writing, I greatly enjoyed this story. Although the plot can be a bit melodramatic at times, it does follow a logical sequence, and I really enjoyed the twists and turns of finding an answer to one question only to be faced with a dozen new ones. There are far too many twists and turns to go over in just this short video, but Collins provides an astounding narrative of detective work as both Walter Hartwright, Laura's love interest and drawing tutor, along with her half-sister Marian Halcombe, work to preserve her sanity and in the end to re-establish her identity and allow her to reclaim all she has lost. My absolute favorite part of the novel, though, is the villain Count Fosco. He's a phenomenal example of everything you would want a villain to be. At the end of the novel, Fosco justifies his actions in destroying Laura's life in order to obtain her money by stating that he could have easily killed her, but all he did was steal her identity. While his partner Sir Percival is a bully and a thug who can't control his temper, the Count is cold, calculating, and utterly ruthless. He assumes whatever guise is needed, and even in the end, when his misdeeds have been revealed, characters still defend him and believe that he is innocent. However, in only stealing her identity, Count Fosco allowed Laura to be drugged for roughly 24 hours, creating voids in her memory, falsely imprisoned her in an asylum under a false name, which led to her questioning her sanity as everyone around her insisted that she was Anne Catherick and that Laura Fairlie was dead. Even after she escaped from the asylum with the assistance of her sister, those closest to her, friends and family, still could not positively verify her identity, believing that Laura had died and that this was Anne Catherick pretending to be her. This led to justifiable feelings of paranoia and persecution as she was utterly vulnerable with virtually no defenders. Given the toll that would have taken on her mental, physical, and emotional health, I find it unbelievable that the Count justifies his actions as being nearly humanitarian, that he allowed her to live and only stole her identity. The Woman in White provides fascinating commentary on the women's position at the time, including the essential lack of authority and autonomy they had over their lives and assets. Though this book can be difficult to get into at first, I highly recommend it for anyone who is a fan of the mystery genre. Mr. Collins took inspiration for this plot from true life cases at the time of women who had been locked away in mental asylums for the convenience of their relatives rather than for their actual suffering of any mental illness. But these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear what everyone else thinks. What did you guys think of the novel? Was it too melodramatic for your tastes? Did you think Count Fosco was actually an unrelatable villain that you didn't care for? Or that Laura was too passive and too much a damsel in distress to be an interesting, relatable main character? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what everyone has to say. And please keep an eye on the Fox Lake District Library's social media and website pages for our upcoming programs. We'll be continuing to feature story times, computer tutorials, craft videos, and more. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye!